I just got a bunch of new stuff, so we're going to talk about it. First, I want to talk about my old iPad. Here it is. I've had it since like 2016, and unfortunately, 4 years ago, it got knocked off of my desk, and yeah, it's had this horrible crack in the corner. And because the glass falls out so easily, this OtterBox literally is holding this iPad together. So this is what I've been drawing on this whole time. And it hasn't been easy, but it hasn't been too difficult either. Still able to do what I needed to do, but of course, if a screen is spinning and it ends up being in a corner where like the color is, it's hard to access like the color palette, as you can see. But yeah, it definitely made things more difficult. Obviously, the screen protector on the OtterBox case is not the best as far as like something you would want to be able to record with, meaning like there's just too much glare. It's not something I could really clean easily, so you could see like a lot of dirt underneath, and once again I couldn't take the case off because that was the only thing holding my iPad together. So basically I knew I was going to have to invest in something better. So I ended up getting this iPad Pro, which is the 12.9-inch version, 2021 5th generation. Is 512 gigabytes worth of storage, which is a lot more than I had on my old iPad. And let me tell you, I am so happy about it because I would have to delete old art all the time just to export new art, and you really don't want to be doing that. I would like to keep everything I've ever had in my entire life on my iPad. I never want to get rid of anything just in case. So, pun not intended. So I also knew that I wanted to get sort of paper texture screen protector, and I know that there are some popular brands out there like Paperlike, and I checked out Paperlike, but I was not trying to spend $60 on a screen protector, especially when I wasn't even sure if I would like drawing on something like that. It just seemed kind of excessive in my opinion, especially as a newly full-time artist. It just wasn't like where I wanted to be putting my money, at least not now. And I also didn't like that once you put on the Paperlike protector, it's just kind of there. I don't know if there's a way to get it taken off, but I don't know. I wasn't ready for that kind of commitment with the screen protector, so I ended up finding these magnetic versions from Amazon, and I really like it. It's definitely taking some getting used to drawing on top of it, but I do like the resistance that it offers. Like the grit is really nice, and I like that I can take it off if I don't really want to use it, or if I decide I don't really like drawing like that. But yeah, I always wanted to get one because I feel like it definitely helps with some glare when you're doing like process videos. And so yeah, that's kind of another reason why I wanted it. I also got this, technically a tablet holder. It's from a brand called Above Tech. Got it on Amazon. I realized it could hold an iPhone as well, so I decided to get that to try and use for my process videos from like a good side angle as well as like a good overhead angle. The base is really sturdy. I do get a really good overhead angle, a little better than the arm that I've been using, which I can do overhead videos, but it's literally like in the way. I am trying to draw and paint while I have like my ring light just in the way and my phone is, attached and I can't really see what's going on. So yeah, I do really like this. I think it helps a lot. It's exactly what I was looking for like some other angles and just something that can kind of like stay out of the way and provide like a good side angle. The arm that I have is attached to my desk, and I find that it's really hard for me to like get a decent angle that I'm looking for. And I'm sure if you had more areas on your desk that you could attach it to, you wouldn't have that problem, but I only have the floating shelf to attach it to, so yeah, I don't know. It's making it a little more difficult if I'm being honest. So yeah, the Above Tech arm, it's really working well for me, so I would highly recommend that. And I also just used the arm to film a YouTube video and of me, just speaking in front of the camera, and I really like it for that too. It's perfect. So it comes with a little camera holder attachment, so you can put that on the arm and take off the tablet/phone holder if you want to use like a real a real deal camera. So yeah, I love that. And then I also got this, I don't know if you would call it like an iPad stand, I guess you would call it. But yeah, I wanted something really nice, just a good home for my iPad. I wanted a nice place to draw, like a dedicated space to draw, and something that would hold it up while I'm drawing on it and not just, like a protective case. I am going to get a case for like travel and whatnot, but daily drawing at home at my desk, I wanted my iPad to have like a nice little home and also something that was pretty for the videos. And so yeah, I really liked this. There's also like a lightwood option. And yeah, I would highly recommend it. It has an open area in the back so that your iPad doesn't overheat. It has a spot for your Apple Pencil, and there's also space for the Apple Pencil to charge on top while you have the iPad in the stand. So really cool. So yeah, that's everything that I got recently. I feel like your tools really do make a difference, so I'm happy that I made all these investments. But yeah, I'll link everything down below in the description. Until next time.